This week's Ask the Archivist is looking at the television adaptations of Alan Ayckbourn's plays to answer the question, what was the first Ayckbourn play to be adapted for television? Well, the very first television broadcast of an Ayckbourn play was Relatively Speaking, but this wasn't an adaptation but a live recording. On the 21st of July 1967, the BBC broadcast filmed extracts from the West End production of Relatively Speaking at the Duke of York's Theatre, starring Richard Briers, Michael Hordern, Celia Johnson and Jennifer Hillary. This ran for just 50 minutes and sadly it hasn't survived in the BBC archives. So the first Ayckbourn play to be specifically filmed for television in a studio is Relatively Speaking. 2 years later, the director Herbert Wise, who would also adapt The Norman Conquest for television, did a studio recording of Relatively Speaking starring Celia Johnson, Donald Sinden, John Stride and Judy Cornwell, Sinden having just directed the post-West End tour of the play. It was broadcast on the 2nd of March 1969 on BBC One and ran for 90 minutes, so there was about half an hour of material cut from the original play. Sadly, we don't know much else about the adaptation as, again, it hasn't survived in the BBC archives and all we have are publicity photographs. Given Relatively Speaking was Alan's breakout hit and was phenomenally popular in the West End, it's not really surprising that this was the first of his plays to be adapted for the screen. The second adaptation of his work was rather more unusual, in it being his one-act play Countdown, which was shown as part of the BBC Arts programme Full House and featured Clive Dunn and Sheila Hancock. Sadly, this also hasn't survived in archive. Relatively Speaking would go on to be adapted once more by the BBC in 1989 and was shown on Christmas Eve. Directed by Michael Simpson, it starred Nigel Hawthorne, Imogen Stubbs, Michael Malone and Gwen Watford. So, Relatively Speaking in 1969 was the first of many Ayckbourn plays to be adapted for television. Don't forget to email your questions about Alan Ayckbourn and his plays to inquiries@alanayckbourn.net, and if you've enjoyed this video or watching the Ayckbourn YouTube channel, then please subscribe.